Hello everyone and welcome back guys to episode 10 of season 3 of the F1 2021 Williams Road to Glory. Yesterday we're here back. Of course, if you missed that on the last video from the Belgian Grand Prix, I would highly recommend going back. Sorry, we're in Belgium today. If you missed out the last video from the British Grand Prix, even I should say, I would highly recommend going back and checking out though. But yeah, today, returning to my favourite track on the Formula 1 calendar, Spa-Francorchamps for the very last time on F1 2021. Of course, it's back on F1 22, but I'm going to miss this place on this game nonetheless there. Like I said, if you missed out on that last video though, definitely recommend going back and seeing it because there will be spoilers in just a moment. But quickly though, before we jump into that, a massive thank you as always for all the insane continued support. Of course, if you missed out on that F1 22 video as well, that went live on Monday, yeah, would recommend going back and seeing that one. Super close now at the time of recording to 53,000 subscribers, so you know, if you want to try and help us get one step closer to 60k, that would be greatly appreciated as well there. But having a look then at the championship, at the moment, Max Verstappen still leads the way, but after a tough race out at Silverstone, the gap at the top down to just 23 points between myself and the Dutchman there. We're now 2 points clear of Sergio Perez after spending so much of the early part of the year trying to close back up points to the Mexican there. So yeah, now it is officially between myself and Verstappen. Hamilton and Bottas still 4th and 5th there. Hamilton is in very much no man's land at this stage of the game. But yeah, there's a really good battle, really going on from Bottas in 5th all the way down to probably Pierre Gasly in 11th place there. We're still 3rd in the Constructors' Championship as well, 32 points clear of Mercedes, but a long way back from Red Bull. And this weekend as well, we're going to have to take some engine penalties, so not even sure it's going to be worth qualifying here. We may as well just try and take as many penalties as we can to avoid getting any more component issues later on in the year. So yeah, I think we're probably going to be starting from the back in this one, so let's get into the race. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Mr. Monaco. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Pierre Gasly and Bottas, Leclerc, Russell, Raikkonen and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, and Guan Yu Zhou and Giovinazzi, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nikita Mazepin, Sainz and Mr. Monaco. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
After after the points finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Right, well, here we are then, on the grid, ready for the Belgian Grand Prix here. Round 10 of the year, and it doesn't look like I'm the only one that's going to be starting on some fresh engine components there. Daniel Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz both taking some engine penalties as well here. The strategy today, though, soft to medium, and we're going to underfuel the car rather aggressively as well there. No chance of rain, so I think the only way we're really going to spring our way up the order is if we get a well-timed safety car here. But Verstappen on the pole, he's got a golden opportunity to try and really extend his championship lead here. You know, that gap could easily be sort of north of 40 points here, and with just 7 races to go of the year, that is going to be a very, very tall order. But ready on the grid then, here for the Belgian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and it is going to be a very long hold, but lights out, and away we go. There's a lot of movement around there as everyone fans out down towards turn 1 there. That's actually allowed me a bit of an avenue down the inside. Don't want to take too many risks, though, of course, sim damage here on F1 2021.
The underbodies incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious.
Oh, come on, Mazepin. That was the tiniest knock in the world there, but Mazepin just running into the side of me there has given us a tiny bit of damage there, as we're going to immediately try and get a slingshot, though. Up the Kemmel Straight we go, past Nicholas Latifi here, so a pretty decent start to the Belgian Grand Prix nonetheless, as Giovinazzi going to go defensive, so we're going to steamroll down around the outside at the end of the Kemmel Straight there. So 5 places picked up off the start here in Belgium. I mean, we probably couldn't have asked for much better than that there, but Daniel Ricciardo, he's gone up to 9th place there off the start as we try and have a look around the outside of Zhou Guanyu, and that's going to be another move pulled off there, as Ricciardo has gone from the second to last row to battling our teammate George Russell here at the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. But I mean, yeah, we've got Belgium, Zandvoort and Monza, so 2 very power-orientated circuits there, with Zandvoort slapped in the middle, so definitely the right time of the year to be taking engine penalties. You know, it's not an uncommon thing for me to do here at Belgium as well, especially as, you know, I love this track and you can definitely try to pick up places. But yeah, Verstappen looks like he's going to be leading them at the end of that one, as Stroll not very confident out onto the back straight here as we head up in towards Blanchimont there, around the outside of the Canadian we go there. We've just got so much extra speed at the moment. That's going to be another move made then, so up 7 places then on this opening lap there. Ricciardo as well has done the same, as yeah, Verstappen, he hasn't gained any places off the start, but he is in the lead and trying to run away. So again, though, we are seemingly very, very strong on the exit at Stabilo here. This time around we're going to have a look to the inside of Tsunoda. It gives me a big old squeeze, but it does give us just enough room there, side by side through Blanchimont. 2 laps in a row.
Brings you up the place.
GF loving that move. Up now into P12 then of the race, as Verstappen again goes even faster. 44.0. Yellow flag's out though. Is that Verstappen out of the Grand Prix there from the lead? I think it is. Yeah, Max Verstappen out of the Belgian Grand Prix there, and that is a big, big twist in this race there. As soon as he sets fastest lap, the car goes up in smoke.
Green flag.
And perhaps, you know, Red Bull, they might have wanted to gamble without taking any grid penalties this weekend. And they've absolutely thrown it away there. And that completely opens the championship for Sergio Perez now to make big, big gains here. Verstappen out of the Belgian Grand Prix. This Williams has just got tremendous straight line speed here. All over the back of Esteban Ocon. He's going to go a bit defensive in towards the final chicane. We just nick a wheel on the grass on the way in and think better of it. Can we try and get the power down on the exit of the corner? Looks like he's still picking up the DRS off the cars in front.
Fuel, please, or we won't be finishing today.
Okay, Jeff, we will definitely listen to that there. It's almost going into the back of Ocon through turn 1. Yeah, not quite able to make the move that time around there, as we've almost put ourselves in the wall as we head down in towards Eau Rouge and Radion.
About 3/10 a lap.
There we go, should now be able to get the speed over Esteban Ocon. Of course, those Alpines not bad down the straights, but they haven't quite got the same as this Williams. Mercedes power go burr down the back straight and up now into the points. So every position we gain now is a dent out of Verstappen's championship lead. The team's starting to recommend different strategies here, as we need to see George Russell trying to make a move on Kimi Raikkonen. It's kind of worrying me at the moment. We've got a Mercedes, I'm pretty certain it's Hamilton, in the lead of the Grand Prix there. And Mercedes, you know, they can make big, big gains in the championship over us at this stage of the game, as we've just got so much confidence on the brakes there. Daniel Ricciardo known as a bit of a late breaker himself, and we're just easily able to get on the brakes sort of 5-10 metres later. Speaking of Daniel Ricciardo, going to try and pressure him down the hill. Nope, definitely not with those lines. We actually get a warning there for track limits. Definitely gained an advantage from that, didn't I? All over the back of Daniel Ricciardo once again there to the outside of the Australian. We got super close to contact that time round. But again, another move around the outside here in the Belgian Grand Prix. As all Russell just locks up a little bit. Ricciardo's actually not going to give up on this one. So Ricciardo hangs on to the position. Trying to get the switch back on him though on the exit of the corner there. And it is going to be side by side still as we head back down towards turn 1. Just nicked the wheel on the grass though on the way in, and that might allow Ricciardo to hang on for now. As Ocon trying to have a look back at the inside there. Yeah, good little ding dong then with Daniel Ricciardo, as we're hopefully not going to allow this battle to be over just yet. Try and use a lot of battery and get the overspeed as we head out onto the Kemmel Straight here, and surely this time around Ricciardo, he's aware of it. He's going to go defensive on us side by side once more then with the Australian, and he pins himself right down towards the inside of the corner, so that's going to be a nice open door there. Around the outside, P9 is now ours.
Good job.
Starting to think about when we want to pit then in this Grand Prix, but are we now going to see George try and get a run on Kimi Raikkonen, or are we going to have to try and make the move work on George Russell here? Don't want to cost our teammate too much time. Of course, definitely don't want to risk anything either there, as we just run a little bit wide, get all the air we possibly can over the front wing as Russell. Oh, I didn't know whether he thought I was going the other way there, but almost contact as we head up the Kemmel Straight. Just get it slowed down nice and tidy there to the apex, and now P8 in the Belgian Grand Prix here. And Kimi Raikkonen in the AlphaTauri. We don't really want to be battling him all too long here. So I thought about going for a move. Oh, the sim damage, you've got to be super careful there. We almost just grazed the back of the Flying Finn's car. We hang on to P8 for now then. Actually saying that, we get a really nice run actually. So we head down to Pouon. Oh, I'm not brave. I'm not brave enough there. Kimi Raikkonen, he can keep P7 for now. Because George Russell's going to try and come back at me. But I think our teammate probably told just to hold position. Oh, we've got more yellow flags out. Someone else got issues in the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc out here. So Charles Leclerc's engine has gone up as well there. So two big names in the Belgian Grand Prix early on here. And Charles Leclerc repeating what happened to him in real life in Baku from last weekend there. The engine goes up in smoke. It's on to lap 8 now of this race. Oh, that's not the line I wanted. Big lock-up down at turn 1 there. We're going to have to use the escape road on the exit. And George Russell is going to be able to retake the position off me. How on earth we get a warning for that one? Hopefully, though, still going to get the run on our teammate George Russell as we head out onto the back straight once again here. And is it going to be a repeat of the move we did last lap? Yes, it is. Kimi Raikkonen proving to be a tough opposition.
Track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Guessing, yeah, the FIA think Charles Leclerc's parked that car safe enough. That's what we think about it again on Kimi Raikkonen. But yeah, the Finn, you know, he's got enough experience. He knows where to park a car, and his teammate is currently running up in the podium places here. Daniel Ricciardo, first of the front runners, then into the pits. Esteban Ocon is going to join him there as Kimi Raikkonen again. Just a little bit early on the brakes down at turn 1 here. Don't know if he's going to get some DRS. No, he's not. Off off Lando Norris even. So fingers crossed this should be a nice, easy move then. Here as we try and get back on the power up through Eau Rouge. Activate the DRS. Oh, he gives me a big squeeze there. We actually just get very, very close to the Armco as we head up the Kemmel Straight there. And Alex Albon's stalled past that time round. But up back into P6 then here of this race. And Lando Norris, I think he's struggling at the moment because that McLaren, yeah, look how little pace he's got off the exit of the corner there. What has happened to the McLaren man there as we almost completely slew into the back of him as we head down the hill? Surely we just need to try and get round him as soon as possible here. I wonder if he's just picked up a little bit of front wing damage there, perhaps lost a turning vane or something like that, because I've never seen the McLaren this slow on F1 2021. Look at this, just as we head down the hill around the outside of Lando Norris. Oh, I've got to be careful. He's really oddly paced, to be honest, because he's not completely sitting on apexes or anything like that. He just seems almost like he's down on power or something like that there. He's definitely lost some confidence in that car as we can have a look to the inside as we head up the hill there. Similar move to what we did on Yuki, I think it was. attack that curb. Didn't want to do that. But we do make the move work, and now P5 is
Maneuver.
ours.
You made it look easy.
We've got Pierre Gasly into the pits there as well as Hamilton. So Perez now is going to inherit the lead here in Belgium, but a lot of cars going a little bit further in this race.
George is in the pits. George in the pits.
George box in now. We're going to be in at the end of this one. I think we're going to see both Perez and Bottas into the pits at the end of lap 10 here. So all three of us have done pretty well to take these tyres as far as we have, especially those two. Of course, remember, they did their qualifying laps on those tyres. So we peel into the pit lane. Well, not quite the run we got back in the My Team video a few weeks ago. Fingers crossed the end of this race won't end up like that My Team video there. Should hopefully come out ahead of that Alfa Romeo then. No idea who it is, but they might be about to pull off an absolute worldie here for us as Hamilton retakes the lead of the Grand Prix there. He's just a couple of seconds clear of Sergio Perez. 2.3, go! I can't go. What was that about? Hey? I have no idea what that was about as we try and exit the pit lane here in this Grand Prix. And look at that, we have lost a load of time because of it. Ricciardo's got back past me. Lando Norris now re-inherits P6 as well here. I wonder if he's got his issues sorted in this Grand Prix. Is the McLaren going to have any DRS off Kimi Raikkonen? Yes, he is there, but it's nowhere near going to be the same sort of effect that we've got off our fellow Brit there. Up the inside we go, down the end of the Kemmel Straight, and now back up to P6 then of the Grand Prix. But you can see the top four have got such a big lead there, 10 seconds up the road. We should have, theoretically, a quicker car than Mercedes still at this point of the game, especially, you know, the likes of Bottas. But now we're going to need an absolute mountain to climb if we want anything more than P5 here. So we're getting a really nice run, utilising these fresh tyres as best as possible here, as can we go 2 for 2 on Kimi Raikkonen. Again, it's a carbon copy of the move we made just a few laps ago. Avoid the sausage curb on the inside. And oh, Kimi just backed out of that one in the end there. So we will re-inherit P5 then of the Grand Prix. But Bottas, near enough 10 seconds up the road here. He is stuck behind Pierre Gasly, who should be a little bit slower.
9.8 seconds. We're
As we
leading
go
our
purple
teammate by
through sector
2.9
3.
seconds.
George Russell, though, having an absolute nightmare weekend once more here, as Lando Norris is definitely still struggling. Our pace is looking good at the moment, but it doesn't look like it's quite going to be good enough. Gap to Bottas still floating over 9 seconds. We took a good 6-7 tenths out of him that time, but we really need him and Gasly to go side by side a couple of times if we want any chance here. I worry the first half of this race was very exciting, but the second half might just be a bit of a snooze. Oh, there we go.
Just a reminder, we are critical on fuel, probably a lap or so short. We don't need to risk a DNF chasing records, so think about starting to conserve fuel, maybe lifting earlier into the corners.
Well, we should be fine for fuel to the end of the race there, but that's what I needed, a 43.5. As Bottas and Gasly, I think, we're around the 45 flats. There we go, gap now under 8 seconds with 9 laps to go here, and I think they are starting to battle a little bit more, but of course we've still got that underfloor damage to deal with.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Team just warning us about the tyres there as we almost set another fastest lap of the day. Gap to the top guys now under 5 seconds, or gap to the podium I should say, under 5 seconds. I think Gasly in that AlphaTauri just doesn't quite have the pace to match. And then Bottas, well, we all know how good Bottas can sometimes be at making overtakes on this game and in real life. Talk about consistency there. That's 3 of our last 4 laps under 1/10 of a second apart, around 7 kilometres of Belgium.
You're increasing the gap to the car.
No, please, team. I cannot keep having this many engine failures on F1 2021 at the moment. This game, I worry, is getting rigged against me here. If we have another engine failure, after especially what happened in the My Team video yesterday.
Confirm that it's an issue with our engine. Good news, it looks like the fault has been fixed.
Oh, okay. I think that's good. I hate it when Jeff does that. That really, really scares me. I'd say that is the scariest thing that can happen on this game. But apparently the engine's okay, so we're just going to keep on. 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go then here from Belgium. I'm just starting to get a little bit worried that the underfloor damage is costing us, especially as the tyres get a little bit more worn out.
Gap to teammate behind is 17.9 seconds.
Seem to be struggling a bit more through the corners now. And yeah, we're definitely not gaining anywhere near what we once were on the two cars in front. Whether they just sort of tried to turn the wick up as well a bit. Yeah, now we're just starting to struggle a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure how well it will show up on the video, but yeah, unfortunately now the side pods are more of a yellowy green rather than just sort of the very, very slightly damaged green that they were early on in the day. And it is, yeah, really starting to compromise us as the tyres as well start to wear. Just means we're having to brake a bit earlier into the corners and sometimes having to go through even a gear lower. But still trying not to give up just yet, but I'm a bit worried it might be too little too late. Oh, don't know what's going on with the car late on in the day, but the pace is completely falling off here. Whether we just overdrove tyres, or yeah, just that floor... Where am I off? Or just that floor damage really, really compromising us as the race has unfolded there. You know, we have to be aggressive around the curbs here at Spa, and perhaps that's just sort of made the issue worse than it would have been. But to be honest, I think if you don't attack the curbs around here, we wouldn't have been able to get close to Bottas and Gasly. So I think, to be honest, yeah, we've probably done as well as we could. And let's not forget, we started this one right from the very back of the grid there. Both myself and Daniel Ricciardo have absolutely sliced our way through the field today. And to be honest, to walk away thinking we've gained 11 points on Verstappen as well, it's probably not a bad feeling either. Looks like Hamilton is going to be the first non-Red Bull or myself win of the year here at Belgium. It's often a track that springs a surprise, and Mercedes finally back on the top step as well. I'm sure they will be loving that. But yeah, very, very weird race today though. Who would have thought Nikita Mazepin at the start could potentially cost us
and a lap of fuel now. The tank is
a podium? Because I think, yeah, normally what happens is if you get that little bit of contact, the damage then will get worse and worse. However, if you don't get that initial contact, sometimes, you know, the curbs, things like that, they don't actually do any damage in the first place. So yeah, a bit of a weird one there, as you can just see how much we're having to lift now through Pouhon. Rounding the final few corners though here from Belgium, looks like Lewis Hamilton is going to walk away with the race victory. Sergio Perez will re-inherit P2 in the Drivers' Championship and really take big, big points out of both myself and Verstappen in the title. It is well and truly a three-course race right towards the end of the season here. Pierre Gasly is going to walk away with an AlphaTauri podium as well. They're absolutely love to see that ahead of Bottas and myself there, as you can just see how much we're struggling through the final few corners. But up towards the line then, 5th place, we'll take it.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here at Spa-Francorchamps, but they've done so in spectacular style. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Belgian Grand Prix there. And Hamilton, it's been a while since we saw our fellow Brit on the top step of the podium. It was almost the case last time out in Silverstone, but we took, of course, that race victory away late on in the afternoon there. But he comes through on top here at Belgium, and yeah, Mercedes are well and truly back here. Sergio Perez P2 ahead of Gasly, Bottas and myself, with Kimi Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, Russell, Ocon and Stroll rounding out your point finishes there. And yeah, big weekend there for AlphaTauri. What's that? 23 points on the board. Another fantastic job done by them. There you can see the rest of your finishes. Like I said, not really too sure what happened to Lando Norris there, and Carlos Sainz just couldn't make the impact myself and Ricciardo could all day long there. But yeah, Verstappen and Leclerc, the only two drivers not to make it through to the checkered flag there. Championship-wise, though, like I said, Sergio Perez re-inherits P2 of the title, but both of us now very very close to Max Verstappen. I mean, if Hamilton, if he ran a really strong campaign to the end of the year, you know, he's technically not out of this title fight just yet there. Russell re-jumps Lando Norris there as Gasly jumps back past Charles Leclerc. So yeah, Bottas still hanging on to P5 overall in that huge gaggle of cars there. And yeah, Ricciardo and Sainz both drop back down the order ever so slightly there. Kimi Raikkonen, first big point of the year for him, means he's up now into 12th place there. And Esteban Ocon jumps by Yuki Tsunoda as well there. Still just Latifi, the only man yet to score. Constructors-wise, though, Aston Martin and Alpine now just, well, tied and 1 point away from Haas there. It is big stakes here late on in the year. We've now just got a 10-point lead over Mercedes as well, so that is going to be very difficult to try and hang on to as well. But thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back very soon with more F1 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.